a blanket or a towel, and water by your side. Okay, so if you get thirsty, you just drink. Don't wait. Don't get dehydrated. It's very easy to get dehydrated these days, even though we're home. It's hot. So take care of yourself. Other than that, you can stay on video or not. Every now and then, I'm going to take like a screenshot, or I might even do a little video, kind of show people what's going on and how we're doing this, because sometimes I feel like they just don't know, and to kind of give them a little snapshot of what we look like, that it's actually, there's still a sense of community when we can share and see each other and do a little check-in. And sometimes it's more important than the actual physical aspect of yoga is the fact that we have an outlet. Trust me that even yoga teachers are going crazy these days. And I find things that keep me sane, like music. If you've seen my video, I just like music, and it helps me so much. I take baths. I go to the pool. If you have a pool, it's helpful. It's relaxing. So find some things that help you stay together. It's okay to lose it here and there. There's ups and downs like everything else. This is very unusual for most of us to just be home. And it's okay to be home a day or two. But then once you're forced to be home 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and you just can't get out, it's a little frustrating. So let's do a little check-in this morning and see how everybody's doing. And if there's something that's really, really bothering you, share with us, and maybe I can help in some way, or maybe not. Maybe it'll be just you sharing and letting it out, and that's it. All right, so welcome. And my name is Ifat. You all know me. I know you all. It's nice to see you. It's really nice to see you. I wish I could actually be around you, but it is nice to be able to see you guys and to share a little bit of time that's not with my 3 kids that are truly driving me crazy. I actually left the house and came to the studio because I'm like, I don't want anybody to interrupt me, and I want to have my space, my space that has nothing to do with anybody else. And this is my space. So thank you for sharing it with me. And we can start with maybe Alexis. You're our veteran. You're pretty much due, and you can start.
Okay, so I am 39 weeks tomorrow. And last week on Monday, she doesn't look like she's doing anything to progress. So we're trying like some natural ways to kind of get the ball rolling here. And we're just I go on Monday again to the doctor. So we'll see what she says then. And then I feel pretty good, like not going to work and stuff has kind of been like a blessing for me right now. Like all the swelling's gone down, and I walk every day. I do a lot of yoga. I'm trying. Like my pelvic area is like really sore. Like I feel like the Tin Man, like trying to every time I move or get up. So just kind of go slow with the yoga too. Not anything too intense. But okay. Other than that, I'm doing good. I hope she comes sooner than later, but she'll come when she's ready.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
And then let's go to Maria. I'm just going to go in order.
Hi, good morning. Yes, I'm Maria Laura. I'm 21 weeks pregnant. It is a boy. And yesterday we moved to a new apartment. So,
So instead of a chair, you can use a box. Funny. Okay. And you're feeling okay?
Yeah. So good. Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you. How about Megan?
Hi, I'm 33 weeks and I have a little boy, and we're doing pretty well. I've also been thankful to been able to cut back my hours at work too, as we kind of head into the end of pregnancy, get a little more rest. but this definitely wasn't how I pictured the end of my pregnancy to go. I was thinking, we'd be out shopping and getting everything for the room now, so it's a little bit stressful, but I think everything will be delivered, so we don't have to worry. But it was a bit stressful at times, worrying about different things that I never anticipated. And for me, I think it's kind of similar, like pelvic area, hips, and some lower back. I noticed some tightness and sometimes issues finding a position that's comfortable for more than 5 minutes.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. And Sabrina?
Hello, I'm 13 weeks with a girl, my first pregnancy. I've had a really, really, really rough time. I have been sick like every single day of this pregnancy. I throw up every day. I just started taking something that the doctor gave me to help with nausea. It's some like vitamin B6, and that has kind of helped me get through a day. I still sometimes throw up even with the medication, but the last 2 days have been okay. So I'm hoping that I'm getting better. But it's been really, really rough for me, but I'm just grateful. So as long as I can get through that, I just feel grateful.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. And Tara, who looks like it's Chris, but it's really Tara. Wait, let me unmute you 1 second. All right, go.
I'm feeling good, just going stir crazy, but I'm 27 weeks. And yeah, I really don't have any complaints, thankfully. I'm just kind of anxious and I guess in some ways it's nice to have this downtime just to be able to prepare, but the last few days have been a little harder.
No. Yeah, I think it's going to mentally, emotionally, it's going to be challenging us a little bit more every day. But I think that we'll learn how to also manage it a little better. So, we all notice. I mean, I've been talking to people from Israel, my family, and some days they're depressed, and then the next day they're fine, and then the next day they're sad and worried, and then following day they're okay. And it's like how we manage to heal ourselves too in the process, realizing, okay, well, it is what it is, right? We really can't change the situation. It's just how we deal with it that we can change. So hopefully you'll find some good tools. Like, I think yoga is an amazing tool. So yeah. Hopefully we all feel better after this class. Thank you. All right, Allison.
Hi. 33 weeks with a boy, very active boy. I had my last ultrasound this week, and he's a little over 5 pounds already. I'm a little worried about having a big baby, but other than that, it's been kind of nice to be home and not have to go to work this far along. Everything's been good.
Good. Thank you. Yanni?
Hi, I'm 14 weeks. I'm having a girl. I'm doing well. I'm a little bit tired because my husband is still working. So the whole week with my 2-year-old boys. So I have some back pain, but we're handling good for now. So yeah, that's it.
All right, we'll work on some back and hips. Okay, thank you. Annie? Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm 31 weeks and it's a boy. I just went to my doctor yesterday. It's been a while since I go out. So everything is fine, except I was supposed to get my T-TAP vaccine in this week, but after talking to the doctor, he suggested me to maybe wait a little bit instead of going to those public places. Yeah, but everything else is fine.
Nice, good, thank you. Jennifer?
Good morning, everyone. I'm 18 weeks. It is my first, and we're having a surprise. I'm feeling good. Some small bumps in my journey, but all is well, and feeling good otherwise. I know we have an appointment on Tuesday, and they said my husband can't come, so I'll be the only one attending. So those are, I guess, the new policies now.
Yeah, there are some changes. We're going to share. We're actually going to have a meeting tomorrow Sunday. Oh my God, my whole schedule is upside down. Tomorrow is Sunday, right? So Sunday at 5, we're going to have a Zoom call. We can have up to 100 people. So we're going to share a little bit of what we learned about hospital policies. And if you guys know from your own doctors, you can share with us too. I mean, I talked to a few doctors online, and I know there are a few changes, but it's different at every hospital as well. So if you guys have any information that you would like to share, tomorrow at 5, we're going to have a Zoom call. Just make sure it's free, but just make sure you sign up on MindBody, and then I'll email everybody the link to the Zoom call. And I'm going to make it without a password. I'll try. I'm still learning, so. But I'll explain soon what's happening, and we'll just share. Eliane will share with us too.
Hi, 28 weeks today. We're having a surprise baby. I'm feeling well. Just my tailbone has been hurting. I think it doesn't feel the day for work. But other than that, I'm fine.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And we have Lisette here. Lisette is actually working with me, and we're trying to improve our product and also put it out there. So, what's good now is that more people can actually join us from all over. It doesn't have to be just South Florida. And so we're trying to kind of put it out there. All right. So like I said, tomorrow we have a free call at 5 on, how to prepare for a hospital birth. I know also we've been sharing a lot about, home birth and birthing center, because that is an option for a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to go to a hospital at this point, so they're changing. I think it's wonderful, but I also think that people need to be very well prepared for a home birth. It's not for everybody. And so we need to also think about a lot of things when we think about changing. It's not so simple. It's not like, oh, you know what, then I'm not going to have this birth, I'm going to have that birth. It's not impossible. It's definitely possible, but there's a lot going into just changing to a home birth if you've never thought about it beforehand, and you're only doing it out of fear. I don't think anything out of fear is a good thing. I think it needs to be completely, everything needs to be taken into consideration when you're thinking about something like that. And
my doctor did like a Zoom chat with some of us. And she said the same thing, like if you're already in that 3rd trimester, like it takes a lot of mental preparation to prepare for a home birth, that, it's like she wouldn't really recommend like switching so much at the end, but.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, we can talk about it tomorrow as well. I do agree with most of it. And I think that with good if you still have 2, 3, 4 weeks to really, really prepare, I would definitely prepare, and I would definitely hire somebody that can go with you. So the good news is that the birthing center does allow your partner and a helper. So it could be your mother, mother-in-law, sister, friend, someone who can support you. But we'll talk about it. We don't need to talk about it now. We'll do it tomorrow. I want to make sure that we also do some yoga. I also have the childbirth education classes that some of you have taken with me. I mean, the latest one, I think Megan was out of this group. Megan was with us too. Alexis, you took it obviously here at the studio, but we are not able to offer that. So if you're looking for childbirth education classes, also you can be in touch with me, and I'll give you the links and all the information. And we can do private, so it fits, your partner's schedule as well. Okay. But so let's do some yoga. I'll try to keep it more like lower back and hips, which, by the way, lower back and hips is what we kind of touch in every prenatal yoga class, because it's the main issue for most people. So we'll do that. And if something is too much, feel free to stop. I mean, you know that already because you've done yoga with me. But if it's too much, you stop. Sabrina, if you feel nauseous, you can sit and just take a few breaths. You know, you don't have to do everything with us. I understand. So it sucks. All right, so have water, a blanket, a towel, a chair, right? And we can begin. Right. If you can't hear me, feel free to like wave at me. That's why I like to see you. If you can't hear me, something's not right, feel free to let me know. Okay? It's okay to stop us because if you can't hear, I'm sure nobody else can hear. All right, so let's start in a seated position like usual. All right, so you can be on a blanket or two. You can be on a pillow. All right, and then let's bring our hands to the side of our body and let's inhale, bring the arms up. Good. Go ahead and kind of stretch one side and the other. Good, just like that. Good, and then bring the right hand down. Inhale, left arm up and stretch. Good. Make sure that you take a deep breath. It's yoga time, so inhale deeply. And exhale your worries out. Good, one more breath. And let it go. Good, and come back to center and release. Let's take it to the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Good, deep breath. And let it out. Good, one more breath. And let it out. Good, come back to center and release it down. Bring the hands over the shoulders and make big circles with your elbows. Good. And reverse, bring it forward. Good, and then relax and then stretch the arm up and back and then the other one. Good, and just kind of really rotating, working out those shoulders. Good, 2 more. And then reverse, bring it forward. Good. And 1 more. Good, and then inhale, bring the arms up. Interlace the fingers above. Press those palms up and away. And just slightly shift side to side. And make sure that you take deep and cleansing breath when you need to. You know, the good part I feel, and I keep saying that when you're home alone and you're muted, you can make whatever noise you want. Nobody can hear you. So you're free. Okay, arms still above, and we're gonna find the center. We're gonna inhale, lengthen, and exhale, round in. Then keep going. If you see me from the side, if you need a side view, inhale, lengthen, and exhale, I'm rounding in. You can keep going at your own pace. Keep going. Beautiful, and then come back to center and release the arms all the way down. Good, bring the hands behind you and interlace them behind you. Good, make a fist, and then you can press the fist away from your body to open the heart center. You can also lift the fists up a little bit off the ground, so from the side you can either do this or Lift it up a little bit if you have the shoulder flexibility. And then inhale, look up. Exhale, bring the chin to the chest and release tension from the neck. Inhale, look up. To exhale, you can open the jaw and just release. Maybe even stick the tongue out. Release tension from the jaw. Good. One more time. Inhale, look up. And exhale, stick the tongue out. Maybe kind of sway the head a little bit side to side. Doesn't really matter how, just as long as it feels good. And then bring the arms down and release. Okay, let's bring the soles of the feet together. So you're sitting in cobbler's pose. Make sure that you can see me. A little lower, perhaps, yes. All right, so cobbler's pose. Like this, bringing the hands to your ankles or your shins. Inhale, we're doing a cow stretch. So we're opening the heart center, rolling the shoulders back, and then exhale, rounding into ourselves again. Inhale deeply, open your heart center. You can even look up, and exhale, you round into yourself. Good. A few more times on your own. Keep going. Okay. Let's do two more. And let's do one more. Good, come back to center. Release your legs out in front of you and give them a shake. You can also shake your hands. Make some circles with both the hands and the feet. And reverse the circles. Okay, let's open our legs out to a straddle. Okay, it doesn't have to be a big straddle. It's the beginning of the class. But what you do want to do is use your towels or your blankets under your seat to make it a little easier to sit nice and tall. All right, and then you're going to bring the hands either in front of you or to your hips, whichever one feels more comfortable. And we're going to make small circles with the upper body. Good. And keep going. You do not have to make fast circles. They can be very slow, they can be very meditative, and then go ahead and reverse them. If it doesn't feel comfortable to have your hands on your hips, you can always bring the hands in front of you. Good, keep going. Beautiful, keep breathing. Okay, take another breath or two. Beautiful. And then pause. We're still in a straddle. We're going to go side to side. So it really doesn't matter which side you go to. Find yourself nice stretch. Maybe try to kind of take the chest up toward the sky to change kind of an angle. Maybe open and close it, play with it. Maybe circle the arm a little bit, just kind of stretching the side very gently, and of course keep breathing. Good, then we're going to do one more breath. Beautiful, and change to the other side. So same thing, you're going to open that side body. You're going to try to open the chest up a little bit and down a little bit. You can rotate the arm in both directions. Make sure you're breathing. Good, and then you can slowly come back to center. Bring the hands in front of you and walk an inch or two forward if you can. Good, you can relax the head to the center here, chin to chest, and then roll the left ear to the left shoulder, back to center, and to the other side. And we're gonna do it one more time, just rolling the head, just half circles. Good, and then let the head hang down in the center. Beautiful, and then let's walk back. And back to a seated position. So we're gonna do a breathing exercise here with our baby. My favorite one actually is to count the breath. Nothing special about the breath. Let me come a little closer. So there's really nothing special about the breath except that you do want to make sure that you're not sucking the belly in as you inhale. So the goal is to inhale and just grow with it. Allow the breath to come in and allow it to help you grow. So you're the balloon. When you're bringing the air into the balloon grows. When you're taking air out of the balloon, it naturally shrinks back, right, to its original size. So I want you to think of yourself as that balloon. That's all, nothing more. And then we're just going to count the breath. So we're going to count inhalation to the count of 4 will be our inhalation, and the count of 8 will be our exhalation. So just to give you an example, I'm going to sit on my knees because I'm more comfortable like that. If I'm inhaling, I'm going to inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I exhale through the nose. That's it. Okay, and I'll count for you, so I'm not going to breathe with you, but that's what we're going to do. So settle in a comfortable position. Your hands, if you want, can come heart and belly. Just kind of remember that you're breathing for both. Understandable that you have less space here. Baby is here with you, taking quite a lot of space, especially at, the late pregnancy. You can close your eyes. Let's take a moment here just to notice our bodies and our space. And when I say notice your body and space, it doesn't have to be with eyes open. You can close your eyes and just do a little check-in with yourself. Just taking a moment here for awareness. And when you do that, you want to be aware of all your senses, one at a time though, so let's not mix it all. First, you can notice everything you hear. Everything you hear around you. So obviously the sound of my voice, maybe your music, any kind of noises around the house. Then you want to notice any kind of sensations on your skin, on your pores, on your body. How it feels to be touching the ground or sitting on a blanket, the temperature in the air. Then notice the taste in your mouth. Just notice that. And notice any kind of visions that you see, shapes, colors with your eyes closed. Finally, you can notice if baby's moving or just shift your awareness to your baby. You don't have to necessarily feel the baby move to know your baby is with you right now. Good. Now we're all going to exhale together. So we're going to let go of the breath. And then inhale to the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Relax your breath and just breathe deeply. Okay, and let's all find one thing, or 10 if you want to, but one thing at least to be grateful for in this moment. You can make that one thing big and bright and give it a beautiful color, or you can make a list in your head of all the wonderful things that we have right now and that we can be grateful for. It helps to keep counting the good stuff so we don't focus on the negative. Right, and then bring your hands to the center of your heart and smile really big because you're healthy and safe and you have a beautiful home. And bow to your body and to your beautiful baby. Good, and then you can release the hands and open your eyes. And let's come to hands and knees. We're gonna do some cat-cows. Cat-cows are literally one of my favorite ways of releasing back tension and pain. So you come to the mat. You can, if you're on a carpet, you may not need a blanket, but if you have one, I always use a blanket. You're gonna stack your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders, and then inhale, you can look out, give your baby a little bit of a hug, keep the spine neutral, and then exhale, round in. Good, keep going at your own pace, inhaling as you're looking out, exhaling, nice rounding in. Good, keep going. Use your breath and make sure that when you are rounding into yourself, you're also pressing the ground away and bringing the chin toward the chest. So you can feel it at the top of the back as well. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And a few more times. Let's do 2 more. And let's do 1 more. Good, and then come back to center. So what I want you to do now, it's a little bit more tricky. I'll try to come a little closer. What I want you to try to do is kind of isolate the back. So there's the lower back, the middle back, and the upper back. If I'm only isolating the lower back here, what I'm gonna do is inhale, look out, and exhale, just bring the tailbone in. You see, I'm only doing, it's a very small movement. You can see here, I'm only bringing that tailbone in. It's almost like I'm kind of collecting at the center, hugging my baby, and just bringing the tailbone in and relaxing. Exhale, I'm bringing the tailbone slightly in and relaxing. Let's do it a couple more times. So inhale and then exhale, you're kind of gathering inward. It's a very, very small movement, and then relax. So let's do it one more time. Inhale. Exhale, I'm rounding in ever so slightly and relax. Now we're gonna do the lower back and the middle back, but I'm not gonna go all the way to the top. So it's gonna look like this. Inhale, looking out, and then exhale, lower back, and a little bit of the middle back. So I'm rounding a little bit more, and then relax. Inhale, exhale, lower and middle, Inhale, relax, and one more time. Exhale, lower and middle. And then relax. Now try the full spectrum of this pose. So inhale out, exhale, lower, middle, and then finally bring the chin to the chest and round even further upwards with the upper back. Yes, and then inhale, relax. And we'll do two more. So bring the lower, so tailbone, middle back, all the way to the top of the back, and all the way to the crown of the head. Yes, and then inhale, look out. And one more time, lower back, so tailbone, middle back, upper back, shoulders, chin, crown of the head, and then relax. Okay, go ahead, take a break from your wrist. So take a child's pose or a puppy pose. Child's pose, your hips are gonna go all the way down. Puppy pose, you can leave the hips up a little bit and bring the head down. Good, and just breathe. Relax your head. Beautiful. Take 1, 2 more really deep breaths and allow your hips to relax. Beautiful. And then slowly, we're going to make our way back to hands and knees. We're going to take, downward facing dog, and we're going to slowly come up. So first, you're going to just separate the feet about mat distance apart. You're going to press your hips up like this. You're going to press the weight toward the feet. So not here, I want to be here. Yes, further back toward the tailbone. Relax your head in between your arms. You can walk the dog, so bend one knee, bend the other. And then just walk your hands and your feet a little closer together until you're folded over your lower body. So relax the head if you can. If you have heartburn, don't worry about it. You can go halfway like this. But if you can relax the whole upper body over the lower body, that would be so good for you to release tension and stress. Just spilling over. You can nod yes with your head. And then no a little bit. And then yes again. Okay, and then we can slowly make our way up. So your knees are bent. You're going to start rounding like a cat. Your arms are going to be hanging. And you're going to make your way up completely. All right, I'm going to take the blanket away and I'm going to bring the chair. And I'm going to make sure you can see me. So what I'm doing, I'm going to show you from the side. I'm going to have this chair next to me, okay? And I'm going to go into a triangle pose. So I'm going to be standing next to the chair. And I'm going to turn my left foot so my toes are from facing you, they're going out. My left foot is going out, my toes toward the chair, and my right is parallel to the edge of my mat. So I'm going to go into a triangle pose, but I'm going to use the chair. So you're going to come up, both legs are straight. Yep, I can see some of you, it's very helpful, so good. So both legs are straight. I'm not going to bend the knee like warrior, I'm going to keep them straight. Exactly. I'm going to reach out toward the left. So I'm tilting toward my left foot, towards the chair. And then I'm going to slide down. Both legs are straight, both arms are straight. and my hand will rest on the chair. If you need to bring the chair a little closer or bring yourself closer to the chair, that's fine. So you see why a chair is very helpful. It makes it a lot more accessible versus going down to the floor. So you're here. Go ahead and try and open your chest toward the sky. And then at this point, you can also play with the arm. So we can bring the arm by the ear. Thank goodness we have a chair. It's a lot easier, right? And then you're gonna bring the arm in front of you. Take a deep breath and reach it up and over. Beautiful. And then in front of you. Up and over. And let's do one more in front of you. You feel a nice stretch to the side body all the way up and over. Beautiful. Now the arm is just simply going to come down toward the chair. And then you're going to shift your hips, both hips. So the right foot is going to move and become parallel. Exactly. So both legs are straight because this is a hamstring stretch. So you're here, both hips are facing the chair. If I show you here from this side, can you see? You see my legs are straight, my hips are facing the chair, my gaze is to the chair, and then I'm going to start bending my elbows a little bit with the legs straight. I know. So now you're feeling your hamstring and the belly is not in the way, right? Yeah, so just relax the head. If you can come to your forearm, so some of you might be able to come to the forearm and relax the head. Beautiful. Just breathe and let that hamstring stretch. Good. One more breath. Good. And then slowly, slowly come to the hands and rise up. Rise up, and then you can release the legs, shake them off. And this time, we're going to stand in front of the chair, and we're going to separate the feet at least 4 or 5 feet apart. So it's going to be like our windmill, but this time we're coming to the chair. So you're in front of the chair. Bring your hands to your waist. You're going to inhale. Roll the shoulders back and exhale, flat back and hug your baby, and you're coming down and then placing your hands on the chair. Exactly. So back is straight and flat. Tummy is engaged. So I'm kind of giving the baby a little bit of a hug. I'm going to bring my right hand in front of me, right under the face, and then left arm will open up like this. Yes, and then switch. So now left hand down. Right arm opens. And that's one set. Let's do 5 more. I'll watch you. Hopefully you're all feeling good and it's more accessible with a chair. Good. Keep going. Make sure you're breathing fully. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Okay, you guys look great. Keep going and keep breathing. Awesome. Good. Try to keep those hips balanced, so parallel to the ground. I'm not really moving my whole body. I'm just opening the chest, the arms. It's like a little bit of a twist here. Good. And when you're done with 5, you can just come to the forearms and relax the head. Good. And then when you're ready, come back to your hands and make your way up. Good. So we're going to do triangle to the other side and then pyramid. So this is triangle when your hips are open toward me. Your right foot this time is turning toward the chair. So my toes are turned toward the chair. Both legs are straight. Inhale, arms come up to a T. Exhale, I'm gonna lean toward the right, toward the chair. And then slide down, keep my chest open. Hand will rest on the chair. Left arm opens to the sky. See if you can also open your chest a little bit more toward the sky. So as if there's a wall behind me, it's almost like I'm getting my shoulder blades and my shoulders and everything straight to the wall, flush with the wall, right? And then I'm gonna bring my arm overhead, give myself a nice little stretch, and let's make 3 big circles. So I'm gonna inhale, and exhale. Feel that nice side body stretch. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. And one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. And then I'm going to simply bring the hands to the chair, and I'm going to change the orientation of my hips. So my left foot will come a little bit more to the side. I'm going to bring my hips from side facing to front facing. So my hips are now facing the chair. Both hands on the chair. Both legs are straight. So this is a pyramid pose. And then I may bend my elbows or even come to my forearm to feel that deep stretch in the hamstring. Now, don't expect yourselves to stretch the same way on both sides. So we're always a little tighter on one side. Good, take another breath here. And then slowly, slowly come back up to hands and knees. You can adjust the legs and come up. Okay, so I want to show you a few things. Still on the chair. Hopefully you can all do it on the chair, but then go ahead and sit on the chair. We will try. I'll do my best. So when you're tired, and it's really hard to do, high lunges and warriors. I was doing it the other day. This is great for adults too. So, the 60s, 70s, and 80-year-olds, they can probably do it. Not to say that we are 80-year-olds, but sometimes days are rough and we don't want to do too many standing postures. We can adjust it with the chair. So first of all, I don't know if you all know, but position-wise, if you don't have a ball, you're going to be sitting on a chair and you're going to be kind of trying to do some exercises leaning forward. So you're basically creating a hammock for your baby all the time. So if I were to be sitting on a ball here, I would be falling over. But when you're on a chair, you're more stable. You can kind of open the knees, open the legs out, and give yourself a nice stretch, bringing one shoulder in and then bringing the other shoulder in. Right? So instead of standing and doing this, you're doing a goddess pose on the chair, bringing one in and then bringing the other in. That really helps at the end of the pregnancy. Let's do one more. When you're just tired of everything, you can still do stuff on the chair. Good. So come back up. And what we're going to do is warrior 2. So warrior 2, I'm going to open my right leg out. And I'm going to stretch my left leg out like that, like this. So if you stretch the left leg out enough, you're going to feel it on the outer hip here. You're going to feel that stretch already. Okay, so it's not as hard as if I were to stand like this, right? Which you can do. It's a little easier because most of the weight is off, but we can still flow from side to side. So you're going to bring the arms up. Now you're going to flip the right palm to the sky and you're going to exalt your warrior. So this is inhale, you're going to exalt. You feel a nice deep stretch here, even though you're on a chair. And then exhale, you come to center. and you stretch the other side. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, up and over. Beautiful. Exhale, center and side. 2 more. Inhale, up and over. Exhale to the side. And 1 more. Inhale, up. I don't know what you feel, but I definitely feel my outer hip here. And hopefully you too. And over. Good. Come back to center and release the hands. Now, this is a tricky one. We're only going to do this and then we'll change side. So I'm trying to imitate the higher lunge. So I'm going to turn my hips from facing you to facing my knee. And then what happens is that with my left leg, I'm turning it toward the front here. So where my chest goes, my leg goes, my heel is up. If you can see, my left heel is up and off the ground. I see some of you, yes, exactly. So like this. And you can bend and straight. You're gonna feel a deep stretch, not just a small stretch. Bend and straight. Yes, bend. Aren't you shaking? Because I'm shaking. Stretch. Good, and let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. And hold. So this is pretty challenging. Breathe. Hold. Make this leg really, really strong. Don't give up. Don't give up. Good. And release. Release. Coming to center. So you can't see my face, but you can see my legs. This time I'm going to cross my right leg over my left. Right? And then I might come a little bit forward. And you're going to feel a nice deep stretch to the outer hip on the right side. And the good thing is that you can do this anywhere as long as you have a chair. You don't have to open a yoga mat. You don't have to make time for yoga. You can do these stretches just because you want to stretch. All right, so then let's release this and go to the other side. So I am going to open my left leg out and my right is going to be stretched out. So you're not sitting fully on the chair, right? You're on the front edge of the chair. Yes, this is not the easiest, but it definitely gives you a good stretch here. Inhale, arms up. Flip the front palm and then stretch. This is exalting your warrior. Beautiful. Coming to center and all the way to the side. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, you come up to center and exalt. Nice. Back to center and stretch the side. Okay, 2 more. Up to center. Exalt. Exhale back to center and to the side. Inhale, exalt. Exhale, stretch your side. Take a deep breath and give yourself a good stretch. Beautiful, and then come back to center and relax the arms. So now I'm gonna turn my hips toward the front knee. Other leg can be right here behind me and can be bent. Your hands can go to the chair, to your waist, whatever works. And then bend it and stretch it. You notice you don't have to really do much work in your pelvis area. The fact that you're stretching the legs so far is working the pelvis as well, and the pelvic floor, and the hip flexors. So keep going. This is a really good exercise to open the hip flexors. Stretch your psoas muscle. That will help with back pain because the psoas is connected all the way to the back and all the way down to the leg. So if you're working the front of the leg like that, you're going to be helping your back pain. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2, and then just hold this high lunge like this. Hold, good, lengthen from the crown of the head up to the sky. Take a deep breath, open your heart center. You can always bring the arms up if you wanted to. This is completely up to you. This is your practice. And then slowly release. I hope you all feel your hips like I feel my hips. Okay, and then we're going to stretch the other side. So you're sitting on the chair, crossing the opposite leg, like a figure 4, and maybe leaning forward. When you lean forward, you're going to feel it a little bit more intensely. Good, and just breathe. Good, stay here for a couple more breaths. Beautiful, inhale and exhale. All right, good. So now you can release from this stretch. You can stand up, shake your legs, and put the chair to the side. There's like a million other things we can do with the chair, but for now, for today, that'll be it. Let's do some squats. So that's probably the most active part of our class is the squats. All right. So for squats, you all know what I do is I either roll the blanket or my mat. If I'm choosing to roll the blanket, and I'm showing you from the side. Okay. Beautiful. So I am going sideways just to show you here. I'm putting my heels and my arches on the blanket. Both heels and arches are on the blanket, and my feet are going to be a good shoulder distance apart. So my feet are parallel. They're also shoulder distance apart because when I go down, I want to make sure that my belly fits in between my legs and I'm not squishing it. Okay? So you're standing nice and tall with the blanket or the mat rolled under your feet. Inhale, you're going to reach up. And exhale, you're going to come lower down like you're going to sit on a chair. Slower the better, and then you're going to relax the tailbone down completely. You should be feeling comfortable or somewhat comfortable. And then you're going to release your hands down to the floor. And what's most important is that I want you to feel a sense of surrender and relax your head down too. Beautiful. Then the knees stay bent. You're going to push your hips up. This, you can just look. You don't have to do one. And then I'm going to roll up one vertebra at a time. Just roll all the way up. Exactly. All right, so let's do one. I'll just watch you. So go ahead. Inhale, go up. Arms go up. Beautiful. Exhale, you're going to start sitting on an imaginary chair. Beautiful. All the way down. Then release your hands and release the head. Lift the bum up. The knees are still bent. Use your hands for support. Knees are still bent, and then you roll up. So Alexis, bend your knees a little bit more. And Maria, you can separate your feet a little bit more. Exactly. Awesome. Okay, let's try it again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower. Relax your tailbone completely. Surrender. Feel the sense of surrendering. Really, when you are coming down there, it's hard work. Then you go up slowly and carefully and just really it's almost like a rebirth. And I'm finally standing up. It's like a new chapter, a new page. Good. And keep going. Let's do 10 more. I'll do with you. I need the workout. Good. Okay, you probably have 2 or 3 more, so keep going. And when you're done, you can just stand and take a moment, just pause. Good. So whenever you're done, you can kind of stand, walk around, stretch in any way that feels good for you. Maybe just pause. Maybe have some water. Good. We're going to wait for you, so no rush. These are pretty good. Like, I would do them daily. Don't wait for our classes. You know, good squatting. All right, let's make sure that you guys can see me. Just gonna be sitting back down so you can bring your soles of the feet together. Yes. And then make small circles here too. Good. And then reverse. Good. Come to center. Take a deep breath. And then just bow forward. Take a moment, just give yourself a nice gentle stretch, very gentle. Good, and then slowly rise up. Okay, let's release the right leg out and bring the left foot in. You can flex the right foot and turn your upper body slightly away from the right leg. So slightly to the left, bring the hands down and see if you can walk forward a little bit. You don't have to walk much. Beautiful. And then slowly walk back. Bring the right hand over the left knee or the left hip, and the left hand behind you for a twist. So we're going to inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, just twist. Keep your spine nice and long. Beautiful. Make sure that you're still breathing deeply in this twist. Good, and then slowly come back to center. Straighten the left leg, bend the right. Good. Shift the upper body from straight down to the leg, a little bit to the right, and bring your hands to the floor, and then walk forward. You know, as much as you feel you can, you're definitely going to feel it in your groin, in your hamstrings, possibly behind the knee, behind the ankle, you know, depending on your flexibility. Beautiful, and then slowly walk back. Bring the left hand over the right knee, right hand behind you, and use it like an anchor. Take a deep breath, lengthen, and exhale, twist. Good, and then slowly come back to center, okay? Release both legs. We're gonna go lay down, but before you go and actually lay down, I wanna show you something. I'm gonna make sure you all see me well. Okay, so you have blankets or pillows, or whatever it is. I want it to be a good inch or two, because once we're laying down, there's a way to put the blanket or the pillow under our sacrum. Sometimes I will even make it thicker, like 4 inches or so. 3-4 inches, easy. All right, so what I'm going to do, this is really helpful for your back and also really helpful for relaxation, is that I'm gonna go lay on my side. Just wanted you to have this ready because we're gonna end up on our back. But before we're on our back, go ahead and lay to the side and bring your hands to support your head, or you can actually just lay like this. So honestly, you can do anything laying on the side, as you know, and whatever you do on one side, you should do the other side. So it can be leg lifts, you can be stretching the legs, it can be circles. For now, because it's toward the end of our class, we're gonna keep it more relaxed. We're gonna kind of just bring the knee to the armpit. But if you're gonna do this every day, you can do exercises on your side freely. You know that, right? You just can't do everything that you wanna do on your back. But when you're here, you can make some circles with the foot. This is a great pushing position, by the way. A sideline pushing position in a hospital is one of the best ways. Doctors are still very comfortable with it. And then you can just also straighten the leg and pull the leg towards you. And breathe. Okay, let's bend the knee again and give it a good hug. And now we're gonna go lay on the side, so, on the back. But before you do that, you're gonna release the leg. You can tap a little bit if you need to. Look at me before you do it. So I'm going to lay on my back. I'm gonna go into a happy baby pose before I do the bridge pose. So I'm gonna take my knees wide and I'm gonna open them, and I'm either gonna hold on to the outer edges of my feet or my ankles, or maybe even behind my knees. And I'm going to rock gently side to side. As I'm pulling my knees down, basically, I'm rocking side to side. Good, go ahead and keep going just for a few more seconds. This could be a little uncomfortable when you're super pregnant. Okay, so we're here. You can pause in the center and then bring your feet down. Okay, keep your feet hip distance apart. Take your blankets or your pillows. You're gonna lift your hips up and put this blanket or pillow under your sacrum. If you can see me. So my hips are lifted. I'm not flat on my back, which means there's no pressure to the vena cava, and there's no danger for me or the baby. My hips are up. The only thing is that if you're very, very pregnant, like I said, this could feel uncomfortable, like you're choking. But if you can handle this, arms can go in cactus. So they're bent and they're kind of going upwards like this. And I want you to take literally 1 minute or 2 minutes here and just try to relax your lower back onto that blanket, onto that towel, whatever you have under your hips. Your hips are slightly elevated. I want you to remember that this is meant for you to relax and feel good. So if any of this does not, you can always release from this pose and change it up. You can find a side lying position or any position that feels right for you. We're going to hold this for another minute. You can think about your baby. You can even bring your hands to your belly if you want. If that feels better, if it feels like there's more connection for you, do that. Hopefully you feel that release in the sacral area. It is a really, really good pose for you. I think last week I showed you legs up the wall. Same thing. Legs up the wall means that you have something under your hips and then your legs can go up. Some of you can do it without the wall because you have something under your hips. So if you want to try it, this is a great way to kind of have better blood flow. Right? Because gravity is going to pull everything down. So it's assisting you. Obviously, your heart is pumping the blood. It's doing what it needs to do. You're kind of getting some water out of the feet, some blood back to the rest of your body. This is nice. If you had a wall, you can basically do all of this right next to the wall. So this is an option for you because we're not meeting every day, even though I think we should. Just do something every day, something that is beneficial for you. And then you can bring the legs back down, lift your hips up, release the blanket, and then go ahead and roll to the other side. You don't even have to see me. All we're doing is laying on the side, hugging the other knee to our chest. You can make some circles with your foot in one direction and the other. Imagine yourself birthing a very, very healthy baby, very healthy baby. Imagine the moments that you get to meet your baby and the world is perfect in that moment. And then you can stretch the leg, bring it toward your head, toward your shoulder, and sigh. Good, and then bend the knee again, hug it, and then relax it down, and you can tap or shake. So if you're already on your left side, you can stay there, or you can switch to the left side. If you have a bunch of pillows, you can make a little fort like we do in yoga. But you can also just kind of find a pillow or two for your head, and make sure that when you're laying down, you also have something in between your legs. I will say this, one of the best positions to lay in is actually keep the bottom leg straight and then have some pillows or blankets for the top leg, and the top leg will be bent. And as you can see, when I talk about hammocking your baby, your belly button goes a little bit more toward the ground this way, and you're giving the baby a hammock. So then you can just relax. Good. So you can close your eyes. We're gonna take about 5 minutes. You can take a deep breath in. And whenever you're ready, just go back to that positive word you had from the beginning of the class and share it once again with your baby. Something that I always say is that we are so used to focusing on the negative. It's just the way humans are made. It's a little harder to think of all the positives, especially in times where we're feeling stressed. So remind yourself of what's positive in your life, remind your baby, and whenever you're ready, you can start to wiggle the toes, the fingers, and slowly come back to movement and settle yourself back in a seated position. And I wanted to just offer you just a couple of minutes here of support. So because we're sitting so much, I would highly suggest using a ball. And I saw a ball in someone's video. I don't see it now, but yep, Eliani. That made me think about it, by the way. So I'm like, when I saw your ball, I'm like, oh yeah, everybody should have a ball. If you don't have a ball, Amazon still delivers. We can all get a ball. I'm going to show you if you want to stick around for a second. So first of all, okay, let's do it in order. First of all, if you don't want to stick around, I want to thank you for joining me. It is important to me that you're here. It's what I do and what I love to do, and I'm here to support you. Second, you can always contact me via text if you have any questions, or you can call me. I can't promise that I'll answer every time because my kids are with me, but I can definitely see your text and then call you back or text you back with any questions, okay? That means anything for childbirth. I mean, if you've been to my classes, you know that I'm always available anyway. Anything childbirth related, anything doula related, any kind of questions that you have about, transferring to home birth or birthing center, I probably will have some answers because I've been in touch with midwives and the birth center and all. And I can also give you numbers for resources, okay? It's important that you all understand that you can have a beautiful birth no matter what if you set yourself up for it. I know it's a little scarier now in the hospital, but it's not impossible, okay? I mean, and doctors are still available. There's some changes. So I talked to a couple of doctors and There are some changes in appointments and in kind of like the schedule stuff. There's some changes, and when it comes to the hospital, there's some in triage. They're going to do some other things, like they're going to make sure that you're actually not sick and blah blah blah. So there's a little bit more. It's a little bit more involved, but it's not impossible. So I'm here for you. Honestly, my computer is flashing, so I don't even know if you can hear me, but I am here for you. If you have any questions about any of the classes that we're offering, you can come to me. Like I said, tomorrow there's a free class. You're all invited. Just make sure that you sign up for things on my schedule, because then I have your contact information. I know you're interested in a class, and I will send you the link. There's a 25% off for any of the classes if you want to add classes. If you have a monthly unlimited, I will extend it by about 8 days, because we were kind of closed, and it's not fair. So I will extend your monthly unlimited. Contact me and ask me anything. I do want you guys to show up for yourself, but of course also for me, because that is how I'm going to be teaching in the next, I don't know, few months, as long as we need to. And I was supporting someone yesterday via Zoom, a private couple that had their baby not in the great position. I was able to support them. Whatever, this is what I do. So feel free to contact me. I'm happy to answer whatever questions. I don't charge for phone calls, And if you decide to hire me for whatever, I'm here, And Donna, my partner, she's amazing, wealth of information. She's also available for you, okay? So that's really what we do. Also, if you have a baby and you need breastfeeding support, we can do that also via Zoom. We can see the latch, we can see the baby, we can, there's things we can do. All right, just make sure you reach out and check the schedule. I'm adding classes all the time, and share with people like around the world. I mean, I share with people in Israel, and some of the regular classes, they join me, so feel free. Do you have any questions before we end the class? And then I'm going to show you a couple of things on the ball if you want to stay.
No, I have one question. When do you recommend to do the childbirth course? Because I'm 21 weeks pregnant, so
yeah. It's completely up to you. Sometimes I say to people, you can do it anytime after 20 weeks. Some people are planners, so they like to do it. I say safe dates. The 20 weeks and above is safe to say that, okay, you're good, you're pregnant, this is happening, and so you can prepare at any point. The last couple of classes, I asked people to wait until they're like really due, because we had so many couples interested. I didn't want to have an overwhelming amount of people in one class. And so the next time I'm offering it is next weekend. And it's not too full. So if you wanted to join, you can, or you can join the next one. I'm going to be offering them regularly now. First of all, I'm home. It's not like, what am I doing? I can teach more now, actually, because my kids are homeschooled and they're fine. They're self-sufficient. So I can teach more now, even if it means that we do 2 hours or 3 hours at a time and then take a break. If it's private, we can schedule whatever fits you. If it's in a group, it's going to be Saturday and Sunday. Next week, Saturday, Sunday from 12:30 to 5.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so you want to see some kind of like things you should do on the ball daily? Yeah? You have any other questions? Don't be shy. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So I promised my kids I'm going to bring this ball home. Okay, so here's the ball. This is my ball. Let's see. Okay, you know what? First, I'm going to sit on it. So when you sit on the ball, I showed you like you're sitting on the chair. What's important about the ball is that your hips should not be lower than your knees. Okay, so you're not sitting, if your knees are higher, I'm going to try to do it. If my knees were here and my hips are here, no good. Same level, or my hips are a little higher. In this ball, it's a 75 centimeter and I'm not very tall. So this ball is actually a little big for me because you can see my hips are a little higher than the knees, but that's better than my hips being lower. So when you're sitting on the ball, you can't really stay still. So what is nice to do is small circles And then reverse the circles. And by the way, if you have good stability and you get used to the ball, everything we did on a chair, you know, you can do on a ball. You can do a bunch of stretches. As long as one leg is kind of supporting you, you're good. So, and you can also bounce a little bit. There's nothing wrong with bouncing as long as it's gentle. But by the way, later on when you have a baby and you have a ball and you can wrap the baby on you, if the baby has gas, bouncing on the ball is very helpful for the baby, extremely. Now, the second thing that we do a lot on the ball, so you sit on the ball and you do whatever you want while sitting on the ball, right? The second thing that we use the ball for is instead of hands and knees position, which like I said, you want to always hammock the baby. You want to get the baby to take the best position possible. So this position, hands and knees, is one of the best. But our wrists are hurting, and it's hard to stay on hands and knees all day. So then, several times a day, you can take the ball and give it a good hug. And basically, the ball supports your chest, but the belly is free. So the belly is still providing that hammock for the baby, and you can just rock side to side. You can go forward and back. You can make circles, or you can just rest. So you get that hands and knees position quite often without working hard on your wrists, okay? And the other thing that the ball is really good for is if you wanted to give yourselves a little bit of a stretch, you can actually bring the ball to the wall and then just kind of, you know, gently stretch the front of your body. That feels good for back pain too. And you can do obviously squats against the wall. So if the ball is behind me, this, you know, so the ball can help you work out. The ball can help you relax. This is, like I said, if you want to just relax, this is one of the best positions on the ball. So sitting, hip circles, bouncing, stretching in any way you want. This is so much better than sitting on a chair. Any one of you that has back pain should be sitting more and more and more on this ball. Okay, then of course, the same thing goes for labor. So Alexis, if you're like in early labor, let's say, the lower back starts to kind of bother you, the hips are even more sensitive, the pelvic floor is achy, the ball is way nicer to sit on than any chair. And the movement, actually, in case you didn't hear, movement reduces pain, just movement. And since you can't stop moving when you're on the ball, you're actually reducing pain. Now, too, so not just for labor, now as well. Okay, super simple. I mean, there's so much more that we can do with the ball and with a partner that can support us, but I mean, literally, the best things in life are the simplest things in life. So keep it simple. Just sit on the ball and move your hips just like Megan's doing, just like Allison's doing right now, just like Alexis is doing. Okay, and so that's about it. So if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out. I'm going to be here tomorrow at 10:30. Leslie and Johanna are also teaching. I don't know if you're aware, but Johanna's evening class is very relaxing. I think Leslie is talking about adding another evening. And if you all want, Leslie is very happy to open like a couples workshop, maybe one evening with your partner. So, you know, maybe like a meditation, some affirmations, an hour class, nothing like huge, but more geared toward relaxing together, you know, in pregnancy. So if you're interested, text me because she is willing and able to do like a Friday night, maybe. If you're interested, let me know because she said, ask everybody if they want. I would love to do it. And I think she did a couple. I don't know if any of you took it. I don't know if you were in it. No, but she did a couple and it was really nice. So she helped the partners come up with some affirmations for their wives, for their girlfriends. They were doing a meditation together and helping the partner guide you. I think that if you are going to the hospital, some hospitals now do not allow a doula. It'll be nice if your husband's partners can be your guides, your doulas. If they know how to help you, that they learn some relaxation techniques, they'll be able to guide you through it. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. From my heart to yours, I hope you're happy and healthy and bright. And namaste.
Namaste.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.